will be a little mental break for you on your test. Number 5 says sketch the system of inequalities, right? So again, we can use the cover-up method on these. It's kind of hard, I guess, for me to show you that, considering you can't see my hands covering it up. But take your hand, cover up the 3x in the top equation, and you're left with 2y and 24, so that means the y-intercept has to be 12. If you see here, I'm going to count by 2's. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm going to make this line in red. All right, then cover up the 2y. Boom. 3x and 24, so x would have to be 8. So go 2, 4, 6, 8. Put it out there. Okay, now it's greater than or equal to. So is it solid or dashed? Solid, hopefully, is what you said. So now I'm going to make a solid line through those 2 dots. Oh, shoot. I don't want black. Black is not helpful. Okay, let's try red. Let's try this. Whoops, I still got that line. There we go. Okay, so there's my solid line going through my x and y intercept. There we go. Okay, and then which side am I going to shade? Well, plug in 0, 0. This would be 0 plus 0. Is that greater than or equal to 24? No, so I'm going to shade on this side. Okay, then you can do the same thing for the second equation. Do this one in blue. So I'm going to go cover up the x. Boom. 2 and 12. So y has to be 6. 2, 4, 6. Make dot. Then I cover up the 2y. Boom. X and 12. So x is 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Boom. Is it solid or dashed? Solid. Because it's or equal to 2. So I'm making my solid line through those 2 dots. Just like that. Okay, and then I look and see. Plug in 0. 0, 0. So 0 plus 0 is not greater than or equal to 12. So again, I'm going to shade on the opposite side. Oops, I got kind of away from you there at the end. That's not real, right? So then you got to ask yourself, where is my solution set? And on your test, you just need to make sure that it's super obvious for me. So super obvious. So it would follow the red line, right? And then it would follow the blue line. And anything above that. Okay? Questions? Hopefully not. Hopefully, like I said, this is a kind of a mental break for you on your test. All right. Let's look at number 6. Number 6 says, write the matrix in RREF, or row reduced echelon form, meaning that we want 1s all along this diagonal, and then we want everything else on that left-hand side to be 0s. So, first goal, we have a 1 here. Yay! So now we gotta get rid of the other 2 leading terms. So we're gonna take row 2 minus 4, row 1, and we're gonna take row 3 minus 13, row 1. Woof, Dad, that's gonna be a lot. We got this. All right, so then I'm writing this down here. So row 1 is not changing. 1, 21, 8, and 5. And then my second row, 4 minus 4 is 0. 10 minus, so let's see, this would be 10 minus 4 times 21 would be 84. So that would be negative 74. Yeah, this is going to get ugly really fast, isn't it? Okay. Then we're going to take negative 4. So negative 4 minus 32. So that would be negative 36. And then we're going to have 3 minus 20. So that would be negative 17. All right, third row. 13 minus 13 is 0. That was the whole goal. 16 minus some ridiculous number. 13 times 21 is 273. So 16 minus 273 is negative 257. Okay, then I'd have 7 minus whatever 8 times 13 is. 8 times 13, 104. So then that would give me negative 97. And then I'd have 3 minus 65, which would be negative 62. All right. As you can see, Miss Sheeler is terrible at coming up with these on the top of her head. I do promise tomorrow that you will not get anything quite as ugly as this, but we will power through for test breakdown here. So now I'm going to take, right, so now my goal is to get this as a 1. So I'm going to take negative 1/74 of row 2. All right, you do get some decimal numbers in your answer row, this row, tomorrow, but like I said, it will not be nearly this ugly. Right, or fractions, you can leave them as fractions, absolutely. So 1, 21, 8, and 5, 0. This would be 1, that was the goal. And then let's see here. Negative 36 over 74, that's gonna reduce a little. 36, 74 by 2 would be 18 over 37. Yeah, that's as far as we can go. So 18 over 37. And then I'd have positive 17 over 74. That doesn't reduce. Oops, made that a little big. Okay, let's try that. All right. Then on the bottom, I didn't change anything. So 0, negative 257, negative 97, negative 62. All right, yep. You know what comes next. Now we got to get rid of this one. So now I'm going to do row 3 plus 257, row 2. Oh yeah, here we go. Buckle up. It's going to get a little bumpy. All right, so again, the top row is not changing. So I have 1, 21, 8, 5. Second row is not changing. 0, 1, 18 over 37. 17 over 74. Bottom row, changing big time, 0. The whole reason we're doing this is to get this to 0. All right, yep. So now we're gonna take negative 97 plus 257 times 18 over 37. All right, so let's see if we get even a halfway decent number here. I kind of doubt it. Times 18 divided by 37. No, it gets really, really ugly, guys. So I am going to stop here, right? But the next goal would be to get a 1 right here. Okay, this is ugly. Ugly. Then you get a 1 here, right? And then you take row 2 plus, right? And then you get this to a 1, and you get, or a 0, and then get this to a 0, and then get this to a 0, right? And then, yeah, right? That's how it works. Okay, again, on your test tomorrow, you can either leave them as fractions. I think it's 16ths, but those don't come into like the second to last step. Otherwise, yes, you can absolutely go to decimals. It's only 3 decimal places. Those of you that were stuck with me this long, if you kept going, that gets into a repeating decimal that's ugly. So that's why we're not going to go on, okay? But hopefully you get the gist of it. If not, definitely you can find a problem in your book and ask Mrs. Schmidt to help you work through it so that you definitely know what you're doing. Okay, and you do have to show work for this problem tomorrow because, yes, I know you can type it in your calculator and you'll be able to check your answer that way, but you do need to show the work. Okay, problem 7 then on your test says if A is that and B is that, find C if A plus C is equal to 2B. So essentially this is matrix operations. So first step I would do is I would try and get this C in my equation by itself. So subtract A from both sides. So C is equal to 2B minus A. Right? So now that's an equation I can set up. So I'm going to have 2B, so 2 times 1, 2, negative 2, 1, minus A, which is negative 4, 0, negative 1, or positive 1, sorry, negative 5. Right, so I got to distribute this first. Scalar multiplication here. So I would get 2, 4, negative 4, 2. And then I got to subtract negative 4, 0, 1, negative 5. And remember, the matrix subtraction or addition is done element by element. So I'm going to look here, 2 minus negative 4, which will turn it into a plus, so this ends up being 6. Then I'm going to go 4 minus 0, which is 4. Then we'll go negative 4 minus 1 would be negative 5. And then 2 minus negative 5, it would turn into plus 5, so 7. And that would be C. That's my answer matrix. Okay? Again, if you have questions on that, make sure you're asking Mrs. Schmidt or Mr. Torres before your test, or you can text or email me, absolutely. Alrighty, let's try number 8. So number 8 again is matrix operation. This time we are multiplying. So we're going to do BA. Remember, it does matter which order things come in matrix multiplication. So we need to list B first. So we're going to have 8, negative 1, 8, negative 2, 4, 12, 0, negative 6, 0. We're going to take that times A, which is 5, 1, 7, negative 9, 4, 2, 0, 10, and 9, 4, 2, 3. Now, remember that you can know what your answer should look like simply by looking at the dimensions. So the dimensions of this one are 3 by 3. The dimensions of this one are 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4 row columns. So the middles match, so they disappear. Boom. So my answer will be a 3 by 4 matrix. Okay? So make sure you leave plenty of room. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. I need to see some sort of work, right? Because again, you can type this in your calculator, and you can certainly do that to check your work, but to check your answer. But I do need to see that you know how to do it, the process, right? You don't need to necessarily show every step of work. Like I'm going to show 2 steps before my answer, but I do need to see some of it. So remember, when we're multiplying this, we're going to take a row, so our first row, and we're going to multiply it by our first column here. So I'm going to have 8 times 5 plus negative 1 times 4 plus 8 times 9. Right? And that's just my first number. That's just that top left number. So I have to keep repeating this. So now I'm going to do the top row times the next column. Right? And I'm going to try and slide this over because otherwise I'm definitely going to run out of room. So let's try it here. Then I'll try and write smaller. So I'm going to have 8 times 1 plus negative 1 times 2 plus 8 times 4. Then I move over and do the next column. Same row though. So I have 8 times 7 plus negative 1 times 0 plus 8 times 2. Okay, I'm going to have to use the blue space. It's not all going to fit. Let's see. Slide that over. Hopefully you guys can still see that. Okay, and then I take the first row times the last column. So I'd have 8 times negative 9 plus negative 1 times 10 plus 8 times 3. That's my first row. Yay! I get to do it 2 more times, right? Because I got to do the second row now. So now I take the second row times each of these columns. So I'd have negative 2 times 5 plus 4 times 4 plus 12 times 9. Then I'd have negative 2 times 1 plus 4 times 2 plus 12 times 4. Then for the third column, I'd have negative 2 times 7 plus 4 times 0 plus 12 times 4. And then my fourth column, negative 2, oh, sorry, I messed up. Whew, this is why you should work. Because if you mess up in one little place, and I can find where you messed up, you're only going to lose the 1 point instead of losing probably 2 or more for an answer being wrong. So this should be a 2, sorry, not a 4. Okay, and then I'll have negative 2 for the last row or column, negative 2 times negative 9 plus 4 times 10 plus 12 times 3. Okay? Then I move down and finally get to do my last row. This last row here with every column. So now I'm going to have 0 times 5 plus negative 6 times 4 plus 0 times 9. Second column, 0 times 1 plus negative 6 times 2 plus 0 times 9 times 4. Wow, struggles are real right now. Okay. And then third column, 0 times 7 plus negative 6 times 0 plus 0 times 2. And the last column, 0 times negative 9 plus negative 6 times 10 plus 0 times 3. Right, now I actually get to go through and do the math. Woo! Okay, so this is, like I said, if you don't want to show this first step that I wrote out for you to follow, that's fine. But I highly recommend you show this next step. So this next step is where I do the math. So 8 times 5 is 40. Negative 1 times 4 is minus 4. 8 times 9 is plus 72. 8 times 1 is 8. Negative 1 times 2 is minus 2. 8 times 4 is plus 32. 8 times 7 is 56. Negative 1 times 0 is 0. 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, 8 times negative 9 is negative 72. 7. Negative 1 times 10 is negative 10. 8 times 3 is 24. Second row. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. 4 times 4 is 16. 12 times 9 is, I think it's 108, but I want to just double check on my calculator here. Wait, 12 times 9. I did 12 times 8. 108, yes. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 12 times 4 is 48. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. 4 times 0 is 0. 12 times 2 is 24. Negative 2 times negative 9 is 18. 4 times 10 is 40. 12 times 3 is 36. And the last row, 0 times 5 is 0. Negative 6 times 4 is negative 24. 0 times 9 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. Negative 6 times 2 is negative 12. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 7 is 0. Negative 6 times 0 is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. And 0 times negative 9 is 0. Negative 6 times 10 is negative 60. 0 times 3 is 0. Okay, and the last step, you add them all up. So let's see here. Whoop, it just kept going, didn't it? All right, so 40 minus 4 would be 36. 36 plus 72 is 108. Okay, 8 minus 2 would be 6. 6 plus 32 is 38. 56 plus 0 is 56. Plus 16 would be 72. Negative 72 minus 10 is negative 82. Negative 82 plus 24 is negative 58. Second roll, negative 10 plus 16 would be 6. Plus 108 would be 114. Negative 2 plus 8 is 6. Plus 48 would be 54. Negative 14 plus 0 is negative 14. Plus 24 would be 10. 18 plus 48 would be 58. 58 plus 36 is going to be 94. And the last row, 0 minus 24 is negative 24, plus 0 is negative 24. 0 minus 12 is negative 12, plus 0 is negative 12. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 minus 60 is negative 60, plus 0 is negative 60. And that would be my answer matrix. All right, way to power through that matrix multiplication. Again, if you're having questions or troubles with that at all, make sure you're either emailing me, texting me, asking Mrs. Schmidt, asking Mr. Torres before your test tomorrow. Just make sure you're getting those questions answered, all right? All right, I will leave this video with that, and then we will have part 4 with the final 3 questions.